maybe we start one at a time. Rather than just trashing the entire Constitution, what if we just consider revoking the right of a free, so-called free press to work and function in our republic? I'm Dr. Duke, and this is Constitution Corner. Well, we are watching probably an unprecedented attack on American founding values since I've been alive, certainly, but I think in the history of this country. We are seeing the founding fathers and the founding documents, the Constitution of the United States, come under unprecedented attack. You've now got Black Lives Matters agitators. You've got Antifa revolutionaries. You've got academic anti-Americans. You've got public teacher schools, teacher union schools. You've got mainstream media all questioning if it's not time to completely tear up the founding documents, just like we've torn down the statues of the founding fathers. So, all right, if this is the game we want to play on the left, maybe we start one at a time. Rather than just trashing the entire Constitution, what if we just consider revoking the right of a free, so-called free press to work and function in our republic? Here's the thing. You think about the degree to which media members are flat out lying about what's happening on the ground, lying about the nature of COVID-19, and while the mortality goes way down, cases rise, stirring up trouble by giving part of the story. When you think about how the press is lying about everything Donald Trump says. This speech he gave on the 4th of July, I think it was one of the best speeches. I think it was the best speech Donald Trump has ever given. And I think it's the best speech from a politician, a president I've heard since the days of Ronald Reagan. And when you look at how the mainstream media, whose job it is, who is protected by the same Constitution they want to see upended, how they lied about what was going on, maybe that's where we start. Let's start pulling out those protections first that protect our media. Maybe then they'll see what the world is like without it. Here are just some examples. The reprehensible Chris Klazilla of the reprehensible CNN came up with 28 most outrageous lines from Donald Trump's Mount Rushmore speech. I'm just going to give you a couple of them. Number one, he said, quote, Donald Trump, "Let us also send our deepest thanks to our wonderful veterans, law enforcement, first responders, and doctors and nurses and scientists working tirelessly to kill this virus." That's a big shout out. Klazilla's point, this is the only time Trump mentions the coronavirus pandemic, which hit a record number of cases. So that's an outrageous statement. On the one hand, Klazilla is saying he should have spent hours, apparently, talking about COVID, something we've been doing since February. No, Donald Trump gives a great, sincere shout-out to the first responders, the doctors, the veterans on the front lines, and that's an outrageous statement to Chris Klazilla. How about this one, number two? Donald Trump said, quote, "I am here as your president to proclaim before the country and before the world this Mount Rushmore monument will never be desecrated." To which Klazilla said, was there some sort of movement to tear down Mount Rushmore that I was unaware of? Yes, Chris, it is. You are 24/7 Black Lives Matter. You are 24/7 Antifa all the time at CNN. Did you not report endlessly about how local tribes wanted the monument removed but not blown up because that would hurt the environment? The local Sioux tribe said, hey, get rid of the monument, just don't blow it up because it would damage the environment. How about local politicians, people on your own CNN reporters who were using their reporting time to actually opine about politics, right? You had a female anchor babe, as Rush Limbaugh calls them, come out and say, you got to remember that Mount Rushmore is land that was wrestled away from Native Americans a couple hundred years ago, wrestled away from Native Americans, and these are sacred places that were stolen by white people, right? You've got 4 presidents, 2 of whom were slave owners, enshrined on top of this mountain. Your entire shtick for the last week leading up to Donald Trump's speech at the 4th of July on Mount Rushmore has been about how this monument is problematic. This is the kind of level of lying and outrageousness the American free press has stooped to. So go back to my initial premise. They want the founding documents gone. They want the republic overturned. They want our founding fathers erased. Not just rebel soldiers anymore, not just Confederates. They want the whole thing gone. Okay, let's start where it hits you first. You Take the bullet, CNN. Chris Calzilla, you figuratively take the bullet. Let's strip out as an experiment just to see what happens. Let's not start with law enforcement or police or anything. Let's start with you. Let's de-immunize American press from the consequences of their actions. Let's let government go after press. Let's let authorities, aspects of our government, take away your freedom and immunity to report the way you want. I'll bet you'd be squealing in about 10 seconds flat. And maybe it would begin to teach some of our media what the consequences really would be in real time when adults find that their rights are being scaled back. If we start with the freedom of the press, which is going to cause all kinds of trouble for people like you, Chris Calzilla, are you willing to stand by and consider just how bad it'll be for the country as a whole if we follow your lame situations? Start reporting the truth, or start facing the consequence of a world without a constitution. Don't just know your Constitution. You really got to live it. And now more than ever. This has been Liberty News Hour. As always, you can go to thenewamerican.com and jbs.org for more information on these topics, as well as more shows.